The Young and the Restless is getting more exciting as Jordan and Ian Ward's dark schemes continue to unfold. However, as usual, these plans cannot go smoothly. A series of unexpected events occur, and the climax of the story is the fiery confrontation between Victor Newman and Ian Ward at the Newman farm. Ian Ward, a familiar face with deceit and crime, has returned. Although he has been released from prison and claims to be a changed man, Ian joins hands with Jordan, a scheming accomplice. The two secretly plan to continue the series of plots to destroy the Newman family and those involved. Jordan and Ian believe that with their intelligence and cunning, they can fool everyone. But they do not expect that Victor Newman, the head of the most powerful family in Genoa City, has anticipated all of their actions. Ian is ambushed and dragged to the Newman farm. Everything changes when Ian is ambushed. In the quiet of the night, he is taken to the Newman farm, where Victor Newman is waiting. There are no police, no court, just two men facing each other in a tense psychological battle. Victor, with his inherent determination and inner strength, does not hesitate to express his anger. To Victor, Ian is more than just a troublemaker. Ian is the embodiment of the threats to his family, something that cannot be forgiven. Although Ian has paid his debt to society through his time in prison, Victor believes that Ian is still a potential danger. To him, Ian's transformation is just a facade. A tense confrontation at the farm. At the farm, Ian inevitably faces Victor's wrath. Victor's sharp voice rings out, making his point clear: Ian must leave Genoa City forever. He would not accept any excuses and bluntly threatened that if Ian did not comply, the consequences would be dire. Ian, as always, tried to appear calm. He flashed a smile, emphasizing that he had changed. He talked about his transformation in prison, about his desire to make amends and start a new life. Those words sounded sincere, but Ian's sharp eyes could not hide his cunning nature. Victor, of course, was not so easily fooled. He insisted that Ian was just talking nonsense. "A wolf in sheep's clothing is still a wolf," Victor replied coldly, his determined eyes not betraying any sign of trust. While Ian tried to assert his reform, Victor had prepared backup plans. He not only relied on threats, but also placed people to closely monitor Ian. This puts Ian in a difficult position: either he leaves Genoa City forever or face unforeseen consequences. However, Ian remains patient and tactful, as if waiting for an opportunity to strike back. Perhaps he believes that with time, he will find a way to escape Victor's control and continue his schemes. This confrontation is just the beginning of a series of events that will follow. Will Ian really change, or is he just secretly building another plan for revenge? And will Victor, with all his acumen, be able to anticipate every move of his enemy? Jordan, as Ian's partner, may take advantage of this opportunity to take a step forward in his own plans. But no one is sure that the cooperation between Ian and Jordan can last, because both of them always put their own interests first. The Young and the Restless is taking viewers on a whirlwind of intrigue, betrayal, and tense confrontations. The encounter at the farm is just part of a larger picture that promises to bring many surprises and climaxes. Victor Newman and Ian Ward are two characters representing two opposite poles, one fiercely protecting family and justice, the other a schemer with a cunning nature. But will Victor's determination be enough to stop Ian's plot? Or is this just the beginning of a new series of troubles? Time will tell. Continues to revolve around dark conspiracies and unexpected plots that keep viewers glued to their seats. Ian Ward's unexpected appearance at the Newman house, Jordan's evil plans, and Sharon Newman's dangerous fate are the focus of this season. Nikki Newman and the haunting return of Ian Ward. The quiet night in the Newman mansion is broken by a strange sound. Nikki Newman, with a strong instinct to protect her family, decided to go downstairs to investigate. But when she entered the living room, the image she saw almost stopped her. Ian Ward, the man who had haunted the Newman family, was standing right in front of her. Nikki gasps in shock and immediately demands answers. How could Ian, who had been sent to prison, be standing here, in her home? Ian, with a sinister smile and a piercing gaze, claims that he has been released and is now a changed man. But those words only anger Nikki further. She does not believe for a moment in Ian's reform and demands that he leave immediately. Victor Newman, who has always stood firm against all odds, arrives just in time to calm Nikki down. He promises to protect her and every member of the Newman clan. Let him destroy himself. We will always have the upper hand, Victor asserts with authoritative confidence. Ian Ward and the troubles at Newman Farm. While Victor and Nikki are trying to deal with the situation at home, Ian Ward is facing another battle at Newman Farm. After his encounter with Victor, Ian realizes that his presence in Genoa City is not welcome, but he does not give up easily. Ian believes that he can turn the tables and carry out revenge plans that no one expected. However, the tension with Victor forces Ian to temporarily put his main plan on hold. Instead, he assigns Jordan the next part of their mission, to deal with Sharon Newman. Jordan and the sinister mission with Sharon Newman. Jordan, Ian's right-hand man, must carry out the next part of their dark plan himself. Sharon Newman, the key figure in Ian's plot, is now a hostage. Jordan, in his ruthlessness, decides to hide Sharon in a dark and scary place where no one can find her. It is more likely that Sharon's hiding place is related to the sewer system that Ian and Jordan used. Or, she could be held in the basement of some abandoned house. Wherever she is, the surroundings are sure to be dangerous and disgusting, reflecting the inhumanity of her captors. Jordan constantly sedates Sharon to keep her unconscious, ensuring that she cannot attempt to escape. But in her brief moments of lucidity, Sharon can sense the horror of her situation. Despite Jordan's cruelty, he leaves a cryptic message: "You should be grateful you're not at the bottom of the river." Will Sharon wake up to fight? Sharon Newman, a strong woman who has been pushed into a dark corner of her life, will face some horrifying shocks in the coming days. Will she be able to break free from her unconscious state and find a way to fight back against her captors? Or will she continue to be a victim of this dark plot? Sharon's current situation raises a big question: does she have the strength to escape, or will she become another pawn in Ian and Jordan's dangerous game? The storm continues to engulf Genoa City. The story of the young and the restless is becoming more and more complicated and fascinating. The appearance of Ian Ward at the Newman house not only brings danger to this family but also pushes Nikki into a state of extreme tension. Meanwhile, Sharon Newman is pushed into a desperate situation, where every passing moment is a battle for survival. Jordan, under Ian's direction, is gradually carrying out his cruel plots. But will everything go according to plan? Or will fate reverse, bringing justice to the victims? The Young and the Restless is not only a story about the struggle between good and evil, but also a lesson about resilience and the power of love and family. Let's wait for the next developments to see if the Newman family can overcome new challenges, and if Sharon can find the light at the end of this dark road. All the secrets, conspiracies and confrontations are intertwined to create thrilling plots. This time, the story focuses on the return of Ian Ward, who once brought terror to the Newman family, and the tragic fate of Sharon Newman, who is being pushed to the brink of despair. A peaceful night at the Newman mansion is suddenly disturbed by a strange noise. Nikki Newman, always sensitive to any danger, decides to go downstairs to check. Her heart beats faster as darkness surrounds her. Each footstep echoing in the large house makes her more nervous. When she enters the living room, the scene before her eyes makes Nikki unable to believe her eyes. Ian Ward, who once brought unforgivable pain to her family, is standing there with a sinister half-smile. Nikki felt like time had stopped. Why was he here, in her house? How could he be free after what he had done? Ian, seemingly calm but with a cold gaze, replied to Nikki's astonishment that he had been released and was on a journey to redeem his mistakes. But Nikki was not fooled. She immediately demanded to know why he was here. "A man like you cannot redeem himself, Ian," Nikki said coldly, her eyes filled with contempt. Ian, instead of being angry, just smiled mysteriously, as if he was in control of the situation. Ian's answer only made Nikki more indignant. In an instant, memories of Ian's crimes flooded back, igniting fear and hatred in her. Fortunately, Victor Newman appeared just in time. Victor needed no introduction, his presence was enough to make Ian feel pressured. With an authoritative voice, Victor ordered Ian to leave the Newman house immediately. "If you think you can continue your game here, you are making a big mistake," Victor warned. But Ian, with his cunning personality, does not back down easily. He leaves, but not before leaving a cryptic message: "We will meet again soon." Jordan and the dark plan with Sharon. While Ian is busy confronting Victor at the Newman farm, Jordan, Ian's loyal partner, continues to carry out a dark plan involving Sharon Newman. Sharon, who was once an indispensable part of the Genoa City family, is now a hostage in Jordan's hands. Sharon is held in a dark and dirty place, possibly a dank basement or deep in the city's sewer system. Every day that passes, Jordan uses anesthetic to keep Sharon unconscious. When she briefly wakes up, Jordan does not forget to remind her of her situation. You should be grateful you are not at the bottom of a river. The atmosphere around Sharon is haunting. The musty smell, the dripping sound, and the surrounding darkness make her feel as if she is being buried alive. Despite her inability to resist, Sharon still holds out a small ray of hope that someone will come to her rescue, or that she will find a way to free herself. Although Jordan is now in control, his and Ian's plans go beyond just holding Sharon captive. Ian wants to use Sharon as a tool to carry out the next step in his scheme, framing Phyllis Summers and holding her accountable. Every detail of the plan is meticulously calculated, but Ian and Jordan's complacency may be a fatal weakness that the Newman family can exploit. Despite the threat from Ian and Jordan, Nikki and Victor Newman do not show any signs of wavering. Nikki, though frightened, still shows her determination to protect her family. Victor, with his experience and intelligence, is secretly preparing moves to deal with Ian and his gang. Victor has placed people to follow Ian, and is using his extensive network of connections to find out where Sharon is being held. He thinks he can outsmart me? No way, Victor told Nikki, his eyes blazing with determination. Meanwhile, Sharon gradually felt her inner strength rising. She could no longer be a victim. Despite being constantly sedated, she tried to stay awake, remembering the details around her. Perhaps one day, these small pieces of information would become the key to her freedom. The faint rays of light from outside that occasionally penetrated her prison kept Sharon hopeful. She told herself that she could not give up, not only for herself, but also for her family and the people she loved. The tension escalated as the main characters in the story were all on the brink of important decisions. Can Nikki and Victor stop Ian before it was too late? Does Sharon have the strength to escape her desperate situation and return to her family? And will Ian and Jordan really be in control, or will they be caught up in the consequences of their actions? The Young and the Restless continues to be a vibrant tale of intrigue, love and betrayal. The battle between good and evil continues, and each character has their own story to tell. Stay tuned for more episodes to find out if justice can prevail in this turbulent world. Subscribe to Yonder for the latest news to stay up to date with the latest news on our channel.